Alright people, welcome back to another video. Alright guys, so today I just got a quick video for you guys. I just got some simple fix and tips for you guys. So this is mostly for new people that's just coming to the handheld scene. It's gonna give you a couple tips how to use the system most efficiently. This is a short video. So let me get into it real quick. The first thing I want to talk about is the speaker. When the system came out, the speaker, it's like one of the worst speakers on the handheld, right? But there are ways to make it better, and I also released a video. I'll put the video down in the description box below so you can watch it in its entirety and see how to maximize the sound out of your system. I'm not gonna go in depth with it, but basically it's with the app FX Sound. So if you download it, it will give you the option to boost the sound quality out of your system, or you could go into Realtek Audio console and you can mess around it to boost the quality a little bit better. Change the settings to what you think is best for you to get the best sound for you. But in reality, the speaker on the system is not that great, so you won't see a big of a difference, but you will see a difference in your sound quality. And watch the video on FX Sound that boosts it a lot over its potential, so I think that app is kind of better. So I'll put the link in the description down below so you can watch the video and see what's going on. Alright, so the next thing I want to speak about is the TDP. So first things first, I think you should set it, the TDP, before you boot up the game. Everything is set up off rip before you get inside the game, right? So how you want to do it is, the best way to have it is on performance if you're not plugged in. So you would set the performance and then you would go down, and the OS mode, you want to make sure that's set to efficiency, right? So that's the best experience you could get out of the system. It gives you the best performance when you set it just like this if you're on battery. So it all depends on what game you're playing as well. If you're playing a game that don't need that much resource, then you can bring performance down to balance. If you're playing with like a indie game or anything like that and you don't need that boost in performance, then you can bring it down to balance or quiet and leave OS mode and efficiency, because that gives you the best balance between both of them and push more power towards the game. If you're plugged in, depending on what game you're playing, I said before, my system is always on 30 watts because I play a lot of high-end games, so I leave it on 30, and most of the time it's plugged in, and then I leave OS mode on efficiency, and that's how you get the best experience. Next thing is the FPS limiter. You could set this to, depending on what game you're playing, right? So it depends on what game you're playing, what settings you have inside the game, and what the performance you're getting. Right, so if you have it on high settings, that means you might not be getting a lot of FPS, so you might want to cap it so that your system don't try to over push it, and then the FPS stay consistent, right? So just play around with it and see what's best for you. Most of the time I cap it at like 60, depending on what game I'm playing, and I use lossless scaling, which is the frame generation app from the Steam store. So I use that to kind of double my FPS. So I usually cap it around 60 or 48, and then that boosts my FPS up a little bit more so I get a better experience. I also have a video on my channel about lossless. You could tune into that and see what's the experience like using that as well. Next is the fan curve. With the fan curve, this is a TDP basis thing, and how hot it is outside, your temperature where you're playing at. So you want to make sure it's set to whatever TDP you have. Out the box, it's set up already where it goes up whenever you go up in TDP, so you keep your system as cool as possible. If you want to make the noise less, you want to keep the fan as low as possible, but then that might be damaging to your system. So when you see whenever I change TDP, the fan curve changed, so you can leave it just like that because it works perfectly fine out the box with the settings that it comes with. But you could also mess with it. If you go to custom, you could set your own TDP, and then you could set your own fan curve, right? But this, I'll say this is based off of how the temperature, like how hot it is, and how you want to set the fan curve. Because the higher you go up with TDP, the higher your fan curve might go up, but then the more noise your system will make, right? And also depends on what game you're playing as well, determine how much TDP you need. So if you're playing like an high-end game, you might need more TDP. So you might want to turn that fan curve up so that it keeps the system cool. If you don't do that, your system will overheat. Also, if you want a fresh look, some people don't like the look of space, like a kind of plain most people don't even come in here most of the time. They just use the launcher that they're using. So if you want to change it up, you could use playnite to change up the experience to get a different look. I have a video on that as well. I'll put that link in the description down below where you could watch it in its entirety and see what's going on. So basically it's a launcher hub that hubs all your games together, all your apps and everything, where you could use it just like Space. And you could change the settings. You could change it to make it look like PlayStation, make it look like Nintendo, Xbox, whatever you want it to look like. So that's a good app as well that you can look into and see if you want to change the experience up. Next thing is, I'll say for the battery life, you could try and save battery by turning off certain stuff you're not using. Make sure stuff is not running in the background. You go to task manager. Make sure you end stuff that's not running in the background. Helps with battery life. That also helps with performance because the system is not working as hard to keep those stuff running, so put more resources towards the game. Turn off like Bluetooth, all that, those radio stuff that's always constantly using. And if you keep your TDP down, then that's the main way you can save battery life. But all depending on what game you're playing and what you're doing in your system. Your screen resolution as well, your brightness, you could turn down your brightness. All those stuff is like minimal, so you won't see a big of a difference unless the TDP, that's the main thing. So it all depends on what game you're playing. That will determine like how much battery life you're getting. If you're playing like a AAA game at 30 watts, you probably only get like 45 minutes. I'll say yeah, around 45 minutes of gameplay or maybe less. Playing like an indie game, probably get more because there's less resources going towards that game. And the last thing I want to say is not really a tip, but the main reason why I actually use my Legion Go more than my Asus ROG Ally is because of the screen. It's not because of the detachable controller, because I don't really detach it. I only think I detached my controllers like 2 times since I have it. But it's mainly because of the screen size and it's more immersive to me. This screen is huge, so that's the big difference to me. Alright, so before I get into it, big shout out to KW Spencer 3390. He's the one that gave me this and awesome dead zone and sensitivity settings. Since I've been using the settings that he gave me, it's been awesome, man. I'm telling you, this dead zone settings is great. Never miss a shot again. Everything is so accurate. Let me just get into it and show you what he gave me, right? Alright, so this right here, the only difference I did between what he showed me, he said put the dead zone on 1. What I'm seeing online, best you have it between 1 and 5. I have it at 3 right now. That's great. 1 is still good as well. And both of them, and you can play around between 1 and 5. This right here, this joystick sensitivity, this right here makes a way of a difference as well. I'm telling you, most people don't mess with this because they don't want to mess up certain stuff, but the sensitivity is good. It's good to mess and have the right sensitivity for like your play style. This makes my playing way more snappier than before. So this right here, I got it on X20 Y15. This one is on X45 Y50. Over here, right joystick, X6570, X10, Y15. So this is what he gave me, and this been working like crazy, I'm telling you. That's what I want to show you. Let me just give you some gameplay and you can see like how the snappiness and how fast you're moving and how accurate it could be. Alright, so first game I'm gonna try out, let's try out Division 2. For some reason my FPS kinda not working. It works sometimes it don't. I don't know what's going on with that. It's not gonna be a long gameplay, guys, just so that you guys can see the dead zones and how accurate and everything is, plus the snappiness. Oh, we got some guys up here. Let's engage. Look at that. Dead zone no more, man. This thing is so accurate now. All my settings, everything is on custom. 1200p, I mean 1600p. Oh, FPS is working now. I'm getting 56, 50 on the FPS. And I'm on 1600p. So if I drop that to 1200p, it will be a lot better. Look at that, man. Everything feels so snappy as well. I'm not sure. Oh! Look at that, yo. Been waiting for this update for so long, man. Finally it's here. Before, when I used to play Division, it was so hard trying to like get, especially from distance. How is he not getting shot? I'm directly shooting over his head. Oh, there you go. Coming for you, big fella. And that's it. It's kind of easy. But yeah, as you can see, guys, everything is so much more accurate. It's crazy. Why didn't they update this? I mean, they had to work on it, I guess. But this update was well needed, guys. A dead zone, well needed. This is definitely like one of the biggest update for this Lenovo Legion Go. So with this app that I'm about to show you, it's called Razer Cortex. So as they say on the website right here, as you can see it, unlock your PC full potential, right? So this helps you to clear up files, clean up your system, boost your system, and get you up and running as fast as possible, and keep your system clear of all junk files, and make sure your system is running as smooth as possible. It also gives you a boost in performance depending on what you're doing. It closes all the stuff you don't need while you're playing your game, and it also check for like your RAM. You also check your software, like your drivers, your Windows PC, your Windows update, everything. So make sure everything is up to par, or make sure your PC or anything is running as smooth as possible. It's not only for Legion Go, it also works on the Rogue Ally and also any other PC that you have at your disposal, right? So first, just go to the website, then hit download. When you download it, open it, hit yes, run it, then you just gotta install it. Alright, so when you get to the screen, you want to make sure Razer Cortex is selected. Here, install. You don't gotta install this, it's up to you if you want the backgrounds and stuff like that. Alright, so when you get in here, right, see up top, launcher, game booster, system booster, deal, rewards. So this is right here, you're in your launcher right now. If you go to game booster, this is where the magic happens, right? So if you go here, you see specials, you go down, you see enable CPU core, disable CPU sleep mode, enable game power solution. So right now all the main things are selected, right? So those are the stuff that will optimize and clean up and boost your system from. Next thing is, if you leave it on auto, every time you boot up the system, it will boot up, and it will also boot up with the games, right? So whenever you start playing the games, then it will do all these stuff that's in here. If you go to process, you could select stuff in here, but if you're not knowledgeable about certain stuff, then you should leave most of this stuff off, because you don't want to turn off certain stuff that you need while you're playing your game. But off rip, for me, it have glory utility selected, so that's good. If you go down some more, also got some more services, and it also selects stuff that it thinks you should be optimizing, right? All the stuff that's unselected, you can leave it like that. Unless you're knowledgeable about certain stuff, you should just leave it as is, right? Only thing you should be messing around with is up here. Alright, so the first one up top in specials, enable CPU core. If you look, it says make CPU resources focus on gaming process efficiently, right? So with this, every time it boot up, it will make it more focused on the games. So that's good. This you should have selected. This one right here, it says utilize all CPU core to make sure that the CPU works at 100%. That's good as well. The next one you really need is clean RAM. If you go here, it says optimize memory usage and increase available physical memory. So if you do that, it will put more stuff towards the game you're playing, and you get better efficiency while playing the game, which in line means you get better performance, meaning more FPS and smoother gameplay, right? And then you can boost up your graphics a little bit, right? So once you have everything that you think you need, go down the list, Then you hit boost. So as you see right here, it's releasing memory. So if you look, it says release memory, 1.19 gigabyte of memory released on my system right now, right? So that's good. You get more out of your system because of this. Next thing on, so when you go down here to processes, right? Everything you selected is going to disable. So make sure you select what you want, what you need, what you don't, what you're not using. Because anything you select is going to get disabled. So reason being is when you disable it, it's giving you more power towards your game, right? So go down the list and check it out and see what you don't really need while you're playing your games. And then whenever you start doing it, it will boost your system towards that game, but it also disable what you select in here. So now when you've finished everything, if you want to restore everything that you disabled, you would go in here and you just hit restore. And it will restore everything that got disabled. See, glare utility got disabled and I restored it. Alright, so next thing I want to show you guys, system booster. Here you could do an all out system clean, right? So in here it's going to check for everything on your system. So it's going to do application junk file, game junk file, system junk file, recycle bin, everything. So this is our all out clean of your system. Hit scan, clean, and there you go. As you see before, I got 433 megabytes. Everyone's going to be different. Your PC might have more stuff on there. So once you do this, you might see a different number, right? So now let's go down. If you go to speed up, right here, this shows you, once you optimize it, it's going to show you all your outdated drivers, your outdated Windows software, everything on your system. So this right here is good. Let's say you're running a old school hard drive. This helps you to free up a lot more space in your thing if you on your hard drive if your system is moving sluggish, right? So once you get here, you optimize, it's gonna do its thing. $58 items have been optimized, right? Alright, that's good. So that's basically it, guys. You could go through all the other features that you have and see what you could tweak and mess with, but that's all I had to show you guys. So with this right here, it keeps your system up and running, gives you back all your space that you're missing because of junk files and stuff like that. And then you also get a game booster, disable like certain software to allocate more resources to your processor, and which goes towards your game, right? So you get better performance while playing your games. Give a big thanks to Red -01. He's the one that told me about the software, because this software actually boosts your volume and makes it sounds a lot better than how it is coming out of the system without the software, right? So with the software, it's called FX Sound, and trust me, using Realtek is nothing compared to this. It really boosts the quality out of your system. I mean, off rip, the speakers are still not great on the Legion Go, but with this, it gives you way better quality sounding and also boosts the loudness of it, right? There's different option in there, we could switch it up and stuff like that, but I'll show you that in a minute. So let me just give you a little tease and show you like what's the difference, right? Like how it sounds with it and without it off, right? It might not sound the best over a microphone, but it's going to be better if you download it and listen it to yourself when FX is off.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix. You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a furnace, you burst.
Alright, so you should be able to hear the difference a little bit over the microphone. If not, just download it for yourself and then you'll see the difference what I'm talking about, right? Alright, so let me show you how to get it. Just all you have to do is go to Google, type in FX sounds, and then you just go to this website, you hit download, and then you can download it to your system, right? I'll put the link down in the description box below where you could just click it and go directly to the site. But if not, you could just Google it yourself and it will be right there, the first link. So when you download it, it's going to give you this right here, and it's going to give you this desktop icon right here. That's where you just open it. When you go in here, right, there's an option right here. You can click on here and then you can choose different type of settings of how you want the sound to sound, right? If you're playing video games, you go in here, you click on video games, and it give you that video game kind of sound. Volume boost, so you have different type of like settings in here that you can choose from to see which one best suits your listening style, right? Also, you can also play with all the different sound channels. So you can just click here, you can bring it up and down if you don't like how it sounds, and tweak the settings a little bit, and then if you want to turn it off and on, this is the button right here, turn it off and on, and that's basically it. So this right here, just trust me, download it, use it for yourself, and you can see the difference with your sound quality, guys. I'm telling you, this gives you boost in your volume, and it sounds way better than you just playing it from the Realtek or whatever it's called, Realtek audio that comes with Legion Go. And that's basically it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That's a quick video for you. Just want to help you guys out. And thanks again to Red-001 to tell me about this. And if you guys have any other thing that you want to tell me, just drop a comment down below, guys, so I could help the community and share it to everyone else that watch my video. You guys help me out a lot when you guys like give me info, and then I could just relay it back to other people online. So that's basically it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to always say, God's health is wealth. Peace and love. I'm out. And also drop a comment down below. Let me know if it boosts your sound quality, if it sounds better to you. Let me know in the comment section down below. And hit that like button if you like what I'm posting. And I'm out, guys.